2-man rope teams. The problem with that is when one falls in, you only got one person to do the rescue. You. So the first thing I want to do is get those feet kicked in bomber. Then I'm going to make a little transition with my ice axe. When I feel I can hold it with just my feet, I'm going to bring my ice axe up and bring it in, tip away from me, and I'm going to crock my elbow on it. Now, that gives me something pretty good to hold on to, but I'm really holding it with my feet. So, the next thing is, you'd better have been organized. You better have everything where you can get to it on your pack, laying on the ground with one hand. So I've got my pickets clipped so that I can get it out right here. If I can just avoid hitting myself in the head. So I'm going to get that picket out. 10 to 15 degrees back of slope. Wow, I wish I had to drive that in harder. I would have had a lot more confidence if I could have. I'm going to move the soft snow out of the way here. There's actually a pretty hard layer a couple inches down. Get down to that. Now, right up here, I'm going to put a figure 8 on it. Just a knot in the middle of the strands. Okay. I use an 8 instead of an overhand because it's a little easier to untie here in a few minutes. Got all this gear in my way. You just have to figure out what you're doing, how to get what you need. This will work. Get a beaner on that. Basically, I built myself a shelf on a single piece of Pro. Now I'm trying to get my rope out. Note to self, use a lighter volunteer next time. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm putting a Muntner on the rope. I'm going to take it in tight, and then I'm going to put a mule on it. And as always with Muntner mules, I want to keep that up close to the beaner. I'm going to pull enough through that I can put that overhand to secure it. All right. Now I can lock that beaner up. Now if I want, I can take my ice axe. I've got this in. I can take my ice axe and I can clip it in as well. Might as well use it, right? But if I think this will hold it, I now have a way I can be ready so that I can go right back into self-arrest. And I'm easing my climber onto that single picket. I have completely unweighted the system now. So if I need to, I can still fall right back into self-arrest. But you can see I'm loose. I can come out of it, okay? So at this point, maybe I'll choose to stay in it. Hey, you know what? I got another picket here. Maybe it'd be a good idea and time to use it. And this is what always happens, right? So again, you want to have your gear in such a way that you can handle it and use it. Having it on the proper side of the pack, having the pack where I can get it off and throw it out of the way, but within reach. So now I've got a Sierra mid clip. We know those to be a lot more bomber, so I can put it in. want to think about where I want my master point to be. This is going to be down here. I'm going to put that Sierra one right about here. So, only digging out what I've got to be able to get this behind it. Oh, boy, I did that perfect. That sling is just right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebury that, get it all compacted, and anchor it. Okay, keeping that ice axe handy. That ain't gonna work for me. What I need is I need my master point to be below my tie-in. So that's easy to solve, ain't it? What do I need? I just need a single long sling. I don't even need anything as long as a cordelette or anything. So the idea here is that I'm going to get this master point and put it below my tie-in. I want to isolate the joint there in the webbing. So as it turns out, now I got too much sling on this side. I can just shorten it. It'll make it easier on me. Clipped it over the rope. I want to be under the rope, don't I? All right. Okay, so now I've got my master point here. I'm going to take my leg pressing beaner and move it here. Now, put my Muntner. I'm going to leave this a little bit long. Actually, let me think. No, I don't need to. I can keep it short. Right there. So we all know what comes after that. We've got to have the mule, right? Get it through there. All right. So we got it. Grab my 3 strands. Beaner, lock them together, and I clip them right to one of those strands. So there we go. Lock that up. Now I can slide that bad boy down the rope, like so. Now, I have this thing on 2 points. I can unclip my waist one for right now so that you can see this. I have the Muntner mule right here backing it up, okay? But I've got to get this knot out, right? But that's why I'm here. Now I can just come up here, back to where I have the rope, take my overhand out, pull the brake strand into brake mode, hold on to it. Now I release this Muntner slowly, and I make sure that that rope stays tight. That the pressing catches, it's caught. All right. So now I can come down, and actually I could even just use one of my beaners and clip this as my backup. Okay. But now I'm ready to continue my rigging. Bottom line is I'm out on 2 pieces of pro just by using the Muntner mule. I didn't try and make my leg pressing reach up to an anchor and make a closed system temporarily. I kept it an open system the entire time and did it by myself. It's just a thing of a short shelf on your first piece of pro, then using the spare rope that you have to tie a mutton or mule, and then you can escape the system. I can now take this knot out because it's loose. So we obviously would need to set up the whole haul system and all that kind of stuff, or go down and check on the climber. We've done that on others. You already should know how to do that if you're thinking about doing a two-man team. So key points on this: make sure you know what you're doing so that you can rig the systems, and have your gear organized so you can get to it while you're strapped down with a rope in the snow. Two-man Crevasse Rescue.